welcome to Live from the Sawmill. We're your hosts, Joyce and John, and tonight will be our fourth podcast from the Sawmill Pub.
We designed this podcast to interview musicians. We'll talk about them, how they got started, who helped influence them, and hear their stories.
We'll ask them to play something for us and then join us back here at the bar, and we're going to make a special cocktail. And Joyce, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest this evening?
Our guest tonight is a very talented Taylor Cory from the band Luna Worldcast out of Indiana.
That's me.
Welcome.
Thank you so
Welcome,
much.
Taylor. It's
We've
good to
heard a
have
lot
you.
about you. We've listened to your music, and we're very excited to have you here today.
Oh, thank you
This is
so
gonna be great.
much. This is amazing. I love what you guys got going on here. Very, very cool. Happy to be here.
Thank
Good.
you.
So let's get into it. How old were you when you started playing?
You know, I remember the first time I sang live, I was 5. I actually played with my dad. We did a little talent show. So I was singing from the time I was 5. But my first real, I'm playing guitar now, I think I was about 12.
Okay.
I had an interest in it. My dad had played my whole life. I was starting to kind of get into like rock and roll, that kind of music. It was kind of getting in my ear a little. And I wanted to play. So I asked my dad, I was like, can you teach me some chords? And he kind of got me started. And it went from there, man. It was quick. All of a sudden I knew, all the songs I loved to listen to. And
Right.
I could just I started doing open mics, and that turned into little gigs. And then I did some music schools, and it all went from there.
Nice.
I don't know that I would have started if I didn't have such influence, growing
Right.
up, but it was around. He had guitars.
That's great.
I was allowed to mess with the guitars,
Yeah.
he, and I didn't know how to play, but just being around it, there's something about constant exposure to musicians that just makes you fascinated.
Yeah.
I think I was always kind of destined to do it. It was just a matter of getting the right music in my ear, and all of a sudden it was just crazy. I couldn't stop,
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. Still doing it. Still can't stop.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Do you want to tell the story about your first experience when your father gave you a couple chords
Yeah.
to play?
Yeah, no, I remember I was kind of, again, I was listening to, some bands that I really was finding that I enjoyed, and I went to him, and I had like done sports. I was like never like an athlete, I'm not athletic. So I finally got to the point where I was like, I need to figure out something I can do and have passion for and love and, spend my time doing. So I asked him, like, can you teach me some chords, please? And he was like, okay, well, I'll give you some, go upstairs, practice them. I'm not even going to like really tell you what song it is. Just go rehearse these 4 chords, see if you can get them one after the next flowing like a real song, and if you can get it there, then we'll meet, come downstairs and come, I'll teach you the rest and we'll figure it out. And I don't know if he thought I was going to like do it. I found out that it was House of the Rising Sun he was teaching me.
Okay.
And so I practiced all day, and I went downstairs and I had the chords. I was like, listen, I can play it. And he was like, all right, probably, I don't know what he expected, but I was playing it and I was singing it. And I remember it being kind of rough. It wasn't, it was my first song. It wasn't great, but I remember finishing singing and playing it and him being like, that took me like 2 years to like even remotely be able to do something like that when I started. He was just blown away that I could sing and play at the same time. But yeah,
That's awesome.
Wow.
that was the first one. It was House of the Rising Sun, which actually I'm pretty sure my husband said that was the first song he learned too. So that's
funny.
pretty weird. I think
Yeah.
maybe.
When's the last time you played that?
House of the Rising Sun, a couple months ago. We did it was just like a 4-hour, like play for 4 hours thing. And a lot of our 4-hour sets, I only have like an hour of music with my band right now. So I'll do like 2 or 3 hours by myself in that situation on acoustic guitar. And then my band will join me for like an hour and a half of music. So I just kind of have to fill the time, So I was like, okay, that's one that I know I can play it. And sometimes I'll just throw it in for fun. Because
Nice.
it was my first one. But it's cool. I do a little bit different of a version than like the song that but it
Put your own spin on it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
I do
great.
it ever so often.
Yeah. And you also did some other music schools around here.
Mhm.
There was one in Red Bank, right?
Yeah, that was Rocket. It was out of the Count Basie Theater at the time. I think it's called something else now, but it was the Count Basie forever.
It's still the Count Basie. They've just grown and have like
Oh,
a
cool.
couple other theaters. But...
I'm going there tonight. I'm
Oh,
like
are
so
you?
excited to see Red Bank again.
Yeah.
It's been so long. But yeah, I was there. I did Rocket. I was there probably like 7 days a week. I was there all the time, hours a day. I would like go to high school and then like get out of school or like middle school. I started doing that when I was like 14, Rocket. And yeah, I would get out of school and go over there to Red Bank and play for like, 6-8 hours, practice with a band, go home, wake up,
Wow.
do it again. And they would hook us up with, the whole concept was like put you with a band of people who like, play the same way as you, same skill level type thing. Learn these couple songs, and then we did a show with the Basie at the end of the session. And it was always like a theme, so like sometimes it was like the Pink Floyd show, where like every band would do 2 Pink Floyd songs or something. Right. So through that, I learned how to play like a weird amount of covers. Because I would just like, they would throw me in a bunch of bands and I would learn all the covers, and like I still play those songs, you know. So that was such a gift, and it taught me a lot too about like stage stuff, running cables and knowing, guitar pedals and things like that. That was like the beginning of my understanding of real gigging. Which obviously, my band played like, I think 100 or 110 gigs in the last, from like March 2022 to December 2022, we played like 100 gigs.
Wow.
So I'm really grateful for the knowledge from the music schools, because I don't know if I would have known how to do that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Play with other musicians.
Yeah,
Musicians,
all
set
kinds of
yourself
music.
Up,
Yes.
sound.
How to sound check even. Like sound check is such a weird thing. Like if you don't do it correctly, no matter how good you can play, your band's gonna sound awful.
Yes.
Like it's
We've
just
experienced that.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's so
terrible.
real. It's awful. You can have the best set of your life, and you didn't sound check right. It's really a skill. It really is. You got to do it enough of times to like know. I'm still learning sound checking, But the beginning of that was these music schools. I don't know if I ever would have had a proper like foundation of that kind of music had I not done that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's important because it completely changes the audience's experience.
Yes. Yeah. Just being, and makes it so much easier not having to learn all this stuff as an adult and like going into it and being able to be like, I know how to do this. Being confident, in that part of music, because it's different. It's a different thing than like learning how to play. So definitely grateful for those experiences. It was hard work, but it really did shape me into like what I do.
Right, because you got to get. We've been to some shows where I can't hear the singer.
Yes.
I can't hear the backups.
Right, the mics are down.
I can't, all I hear is drums. We were in a really tiny theater, and they mic'd the drums, and you couldn't hear anybody else. Once in a while, you'd hear a guitar. It was really rough.
And the horns, you couldn't
hear the horns. I love the horns. I was like, I wanted to go. I refrained from going up to the sound guy and being like, you got to mix this differently.
They don't like that.
No, I've been yelled at a couple times.
No, I swear they get more mad and they like take it out on the band.
They like, I got it. I'm like, well, apparently you don't, but yeah.
Can't hear anybody, man. You know? No,
It
makes such a difference. It's not knowing how to, and we do our own sound a lot too. Like my band, when we play, especially with a drummer now, like it's just, we prefer to do our own sound because we all know how to do it.
Yeah.
We know how to make ourselves. We use a lot of like guitar pedal effects and things like that. I usually have some reverb on my voice, but it's like a certain amount, where it's like, it's just a whole thing. It's like way better to know that stuff than to not and then get messed up because everybody else doesn't know either.
Right. Yeah, because it changes the whole experience and even the level of sound when it's too loud is uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's another thing, like playing to the room.
Yeah.
We played a coffee shop like 2 weeks ago in Indiana, and it's like, it's big, it's a big coffee shop, but the room was pretty small that we were set up in. And they were like, it's a thing, like if we had played at the volume we played at the place we played last night, it would have been awful. Everybody would have left. We would have blown their eardrums out.
Right. Yeah.
It's not even that we're that loud. It's just the volume of the amps, the volume of the microphone, the drummer laying back a little bit, knowing that, we're in a a small
tiny
room.
place, right?
Yeah, it's all, I think it comes from gigging. Like, it comes from just playing a lot. You know, we play a couple times a week, and it's just like, I can feel it getting better every time. But it's also like, had we not, before this band, had this knowledge, it might not be that way.
Right.
You know? So I'm grateful for that. It's definitely like way easier to not run people off when you know that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's great, and it's important how you sound, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So now, so you've moved from East Brunswick. You grew up here in our hometown.
Yes.
And you went out to Indiana. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I love New Jersey, but I never really fit in here. You know, it's not that I love my family. You know, everybody still lives here, and well, that's not true. Most of my family still lives here, and I love to visit, but it was just never really a place for me, you know, to live. And I wanted to get out. I was 19, and I actually became really obsessed with a band whose singer came from Lafayette, Indiana. So I ended up just saying, you know what? What's there to lose? I had heard that there was like kind of a cool music scene down there. I was like, you know, I'm gonna move there. What's holding me back? You know, why not? So I did. I worked at a restaurant for a while and saved up money, and I was like, I'm doing it. And then I went through a bunch of stuff, but I ended up meeting my husband through it. And we played within 5 minutes of meeting each other. We had guitars in our hands. We were jamming. It was like, I remember we actually went to an open mic that night because it went so well that we were like, let's go to the open mic. So we went and we played some songs by that band that we were both really into. And he turned to me and he was like, we're going to be doing this for a long time, aren't we? Like, we're a band now, you know, like, can we do this? And I was like, oh my God, please, let's go. Wow, so ever since that day, we've been playing together. And then we met Michael, who's my keyboardist, and he actually owns the label we're signed to. They're called Megafauna Records. We put out a single through them. We're working on more, but we met him, and that's about a year and a half. Well, my husband's known him. I met him, and it was instant fit, you know. And then our drummer joined about 6 months ago. Same situation, instant fit. He's just incredible, and it all lined up really well. So I'm happy I moved there. You know,
it all worked out.
Thank
That's
God.
how Luna Worldcast got their start.
Yes. Yep. It was a slow build. We really waited until we found just the perfect people. Me and my husband did. We were like, you know, we're not just gonna like have a band. You know, we're gonna have a band and put money into this and try to make money and, you know, gig regularly. We need to have the right people. You know, and it was just perfect. They all kind of went to school together, so they knew each other, but just how the stars aligned and we all like ended up coming together like we did is pretty crazy. But
and the name Luna Worldcast, is there a story behind that?
There's a few different meanings. All-encompassing moonlight is kind of what it means to me. We had a lot of like, me and my husband for years before we did anything like gigging. Well, we would gig here and there, but before we like did it like a business, we would just like every night we would go outside under the moon and just play for like hours, for like 6 hours. We would just sit there and play covers, my songs. You know, I write a lot of the music we play, so I would teach him stuff and we would play, and just under the moon every night, all the time for like years. And that was a big thing. I think that's really where it comes from, because Luna, and then worldcast is an old word that means like a broadcast that's broadcasted out to everybody. I forget what exactly it's from. It's an old word that means a worldwide broadcast. Everybody in the world is going to hear this broadcast. So that was an interesting word that my husband actually came up with the name, and I remember that kind of tied it all together. He was like, Luna, because we both love the moon and we spend so much time playing at night, and worldcast, everybody's going to hear this.
Right.
You know?
That's great.
So that's awesome. Yep, that's where it came from. It's funny, people are like, worldcast is one word in our name. It's kind of like, I refer to myself as Luna Worldcast too. Like, my stage name is Luna Worldcast. So it's like, that's a whole thing too. It's kind of like an alter ego, you know, Luna Worldcast. Yep.
Cool. So now do you play mostly in the area where you live?
Yeah, kind of regionally. We pretty much the state of Indiana. We've done most of the state in different towns and stuff, and we're kind of branching out now. This is our first tour back to New Jersey, and we're playing Manhattan in a couple days, and upstate New York. Actually, tomorrow we're playing in upstate New York in Pleasantville. So yeah, we're trying to branch out now. Now we're trying to. We've really done Indiana for the last, like the 100 gigs we did last year. We're all there pretty much, but now we're trying to kind of branch out and do some tours. We're talking about where we're going to go next.
Nice.
It's getting exciting.
Yeah, that's great. You got a lot of things booked while you're in this area.
Oh yeah, no, we managed to get, I think we're here for 10 days and we got like 6 gigs. So
That's
it's
good.
just,
That's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, constantly going. It's crazy how, if you had told me a year ago that I would have believed you that we were on a tour, but the way it's grown in the last year just from constantly playing shows is like mind-blowing. Like, it's crazy to me. So I'm just grateful, man. I'm happy to be here and, you know, in New Jersey and hanging out with some awesome people, you know. The whole time. I've seen so many.
Can I ask you to play something for us?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
This song is called Land to the Sea. It's actually the song that we named our tour after. Taken to talking to the walls and sinking into the ground. I know of something you in a way. How can you blame me for feeling so down? What were you thinking inside your head? What does this one mean to you? Can you still feel her hands through your hair? Can you still smell her perfume? So I pulled you through you. Tell me that I'm so misled. You insist that I've misunderstood. And you think I should just forget. And maybe I would. Oh, but you to me, then to the say I couldn't live without you around. Oh, and you're the time machine, so rid me of the nightmare I found. Now the nightmare that I found was a hell of a Friday that we both had, streaming through the telephone lines, and I had my certain insecurities, but the last thing that crossed my mind was that I would have to bleed and bleed again, fighting for the man of my dreams. Now 4 years later, I'm bleeding again. My paranoia consuming me. It's killing me. Tell me that I'm so misled. You insist that I've misunderstood. And you think I should just forget. And maybe I would. Oh, but you to me, then to the say I couldn't live without Yeah.
That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And do you want to play another one?
Okay. This is a song, I think this is my most recent song. It's called Journey Endeavor. Grabbed a hold of me. Yeah, you pulled me under. I'm not sure if I will ever recover a journey endeavor. You make me light as a feather. Oh, take me away again. Oh, goddess of song, you sweet summer queen, you are like nothing that I've ever seen. Captivate me with the way that you shine. Your magic spell, it'll never leave my mind. No, no, oh, it'll never leave my mind. No, 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 it'll never leave my mind. Knock me off my feet, the hypnotizing flame, drowning in your words, a woman untamed, a journey endeavor. You make me light as a feather. Oh, take me away again. Oh, goddess of song, you sweet summer queen, you are like nothing that I've ever seen. Captivate me with the way that you shine. Your magic spell, it'll never leave my mind. No, no, it'll never leave my mind. No, no, it'll never leave my mind.
Awesome, beautiful song.
Thank you so much. I wrote it for a songwriting competition. I did not win, but I won the last one by the same person. So
Oh,
I
really?
came in third.
Which song won the songwriting competition?
What's that?
Which song won the songwriting
Oh,
competition?
it's called On the Mend. It was the challenge was to write a song that had the words New Year's Eve in it. It was like a couple years ago, like around New Year's. And I wrote a song called On the Mend for that. And that one won. Yeah.
Awesome.
But that last one, came in like third. It's a special song. I wrote it about after a show that I went and saw. I don't know if you guys know who Sierra Farrell is, but I went to go see her. She's just absolutely she's my favorite musician. She's crazy. And I went and saw her and she just like captivated me. She just like, it was just magic, you know? So I came home and was like, I gotta write about that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to Live from the Sawmill with our guest, Taylor Cory.
Very, very stoked.
Right. Well, it's time for us to make you a drink.
Yes.
And I understand that you like rum and pineapple juice.
Oh yeah.
Well, we just got back from St. John, where we drank a lot of painkillers, so we thought we'd go right to a painkiller for you.
I'm ready.
Yes. And so what's included in the painkiller is some pineapple juice and orange juice. Just a little bit of orange juice. And so we're gonna pour that into the shaker. And then it's a lot to pour, so hopefully it'll all fit. Oh, wow, that's really tight.
That's what she said.
Oh no.
Okay,
All right.
and then can we?
That's
fit
not
this
gonna
in?
fit.
Yeah.
No,
it'll
it's
fit.
not.
It'll fit.
You haven't put any rum in there.
We'll put the rum in the glass.
We're
You
gonna
should
do
see how
it.
I cook.
You should see how
There's barely enough room to shake it.
You shake it. That's what he said.
See? There you go.
All right. Do you want to pour the rum?
Yep, I'll pour the rum.
Are you doing how many ounces of rum?
We are gonna do 2 ounces of rum per glass.
Okay.
I think something like that. We'll kind of eye it up.
It's like a double shot.
I think double.
Yeah, double.
Oh
She's
my
like
gosh.
double.
It's
All
Saturday.
right, it's Saturday. That's all right. That's a lot of rum. That's yours.
It's rum. It's like 4%
Taylor, is that too
alcohol.
much rum for you?
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
I'll be needing a nap after this.
I know, right? I'm ready. That's awesome.
If I can lift this thing. This is like... it's only going to shake that much because it's filled to here.
Okay, just get a little ice on it. So the painkiller was created at the Soggy Dollar Bar on Joss Van Dyke, which is this amazing, beautiful island with beautiful blue waters all around it. And so it's called the Soggy Dollar because there was no place where you can dock. So you anchor your boat and then you get out and your dollars get soggy
you have
because
to
you're
jump
like
in.
chest high.
That's crazy.
Yes. And so we're going to do a little dark rum
Dark
floater.
rum floater. Like a
I feel
little,
like I'm
just-
going to give them like a little bit of a mix because we didn't get, whoops, just a little mix. So the rum gets mixed in. Okay, and we'll just pour that ice. Just, no, you don't, you just do a floater.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, usually you just pour a little bit on top. That's good.
That's a floater.
You got a heavy hand.
That's not a bad thing.
That's a floater.
And then do you have any opposition to nutmeg? So you
No.
do a little sprinkle of nutmeg.
Beautiful.
Then you garnish it with a piece of raw pork, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I never had one of these. I'm really excited.
All
It's
right.
such a cool variation on like my favorite thing that I
Yeah.
have. That's awesome.
Dig in. Cheers. Thank you for
Cheers.
being here. This is
Thank
great.
you.
Ah, thank you for having me.
See how this tastes.
Ooh, that is
That's good.
awesome.
I feel no pain.
No.
Definitely is going to kill
Yeah, that's
it.
nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good drink.
That was the first time we made those.
Mm-hmm.
It came
Very
out pretty
good.
good.
Ourselves, yeah.
All
Very
right.
good.
Is there enough coconut in there?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I taste everything. That is awesome.
All right, excellent.
Yes, beautiful.
Gonna move these over here.
Sure.
Get these out of our way.
That was very nice.
Okay,
So good.
awesome.
That's great.
All right, so now it's time for a segment that we call Concerts 3, 2, 1.
I love it. I love it.
So tell us about the 3 greatest concerts that you went to.
Okay. I thought about this a lot. I just saw, so number one, I think, ever, I just saw Sierra Farrell on March 4th at the Vogue in Indianapolis. And it was just the most mind-blowing thing. I think as a vocalist and a guitar player, just seeing a woman who can just take a room of, 1,000 people and just entirely captivate every
Wow.
single person.
Wow.
She's got a voice like you've never heard, and it's bone chilling.
Wow.
She played her music. She's I don't know, it's kind of folky country Americana type
Mhm.
stuff, but with a voice that's just like, just flawless. So that blew my mind. That was number one. Definitely the best ever. Second, I saw Blind Melon at White Eagle Hall in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 2018. Just fun. Just really fun. Their original lead singer passed away in 1995, but they have somebody doing it now, and he just absolutely is such a crowd pleaser. He's fun. He's awesome.
Yeah.
The band still sounds perfect as ever,
Mhm.
High energy, great vibes. And they were like my favorite band at the time, so it was just cool cool to be able to vibe like that, you
Yeah.
know.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then My Chemical Romance was my third.
Wow.
They're a I don't know what to call them, alternative rock kind of
Yeah, I
band
think
from
so.
they still play. They stopped for a while, but they just came back. But I saw them in 2011. I was like 13, and it was my first like rock show.
Mhm.
I sang so loud.
Did you?
I just remember like it was the first time that I ever had like the ears ringing, no voice. Everybody's just like a community and just vibrating, and you know, it was crazy. I just remember being like, oh my god, I want to go see shows like that forever.
Yeah.
You know,
It's amazing. It
Wow.
just.
I'll never
That's
forget
great.
that. Yeah, I'll never forget
Yeah,
that.
you never forget your first show,
No,
right?
no. It was so cool, and I still listen to them like just about every day. You know, so it's cool to think about that now as a performer and as an adult. You know, it's like
Right.
that was the first one. I was lucky. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, how about 2 artists or groups that you never got to see that you wish you could have seen?
Definitely.
Could be anyone, living, dead. Could be
Okay.
you know,
Any era.
could be Beatles. Could be
Okay. All right. Let's see. Number one, I wish I could have seen Blind Melon with their original singer, Shannon Hoon. I just, you know, to see the music live now is one thing, and it's amazing and good for them for doing what they do. That's awesome. But to see them with the original lineup that I fell in love with, you know, it just, that's, you know, I can't even imagine. He's like definitely one of my favorite singers. So it's sad that I never got to see him, but I definitely wish I could have. And probably like early Pink Floyd, like Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd,
yeah.
like when they first started, early psychedelic Pink Floyd would be
Sure.
like equal, if not more than the Blind Melon
Wow.
thing. That's what made me like start playing was like the early Pink Floyd stuff. So to be able to see it with its original lineup would have been insane. I wish.
Yeah.
A girl can dream.
Absolutely. All right, and tell us one funny story from a concert. You can just say first names if you don't want to say last names or
Okay.
give away, but any kind of funny story that you have from the concert
I
that
have a
you've
good
been
one.
You
to.
don't want to get anyone into trouble.
No. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a funny story. I went to go see, there was this like, it was less of a concert. It was like a private party. It was like a pre-tour party for Blind Melon before they went out on the run that I saw them play on. It was like 2 days before the show I went to go see them at. And I get there. It's a long story, but I ended up messaging Danny Clinch. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
He's a photographer.
Yeah,
right?
really
Yeah.
phenomenal.
He has a studio in Asbury.
Yes, a phenomenal photographer. That's where the party was, at his gallery.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right? So I like, he had this thing on Instagram where he was like, first 5 people that reach out get into the Blind Melon private pre-tour party. So I message him, I'm like, oh my God, like, am I too late? Like, can I, you know? He was like, no, you're on the list. Come see the show.
Cool.
And like, I had never seen this band live, but I was obsessed with them. So I show up all nervous, and the whole party is like friends of the band or friends of Danny Clinch. You know, so I'm just like a fish out of water. You know, I'm like, oh, this is weird. So they start playing. It's the first time I've ever seen them live. I'm freaking out like a fangirl. And they finish their set, and the guitarist goes, does anybody else want to come up and do something with us? This is a party. Does anybody want to get on stage? And like everybody else there was their friends, so this wasn't weird. But my heart's like, because I'm a singer, and I'm like, oh God, I can't do it. And somebody who I had become friends with through the show and just started talking to and told him I'm a musician, he takes it upon himself to go, she sings. She sings. You're her favorite band. Get her up there. And the band was like, come on up. So I ended up,
cool.
yeah, it was just the most surreal, like, weird
Wow,
moment.
yeah.
So I got up and they were like, what song do you want to play? And they, for some reason, hadn't done No Rain yet. They're like big hit, you know? And I was like, can we do No Rain? You know, just cause that was like the only thing they didn't play. And they were like, yeah. So I sang No Rain at the Transparent Gallery in Asbury Park
Wow.
with my favorite band.
That is awesome.
That's
At
very
their
cool.
show. It
Wow.
was
Very
crazy.
cool. Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I can like just talking about it. I can like feel the adrenaline.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool indeed.
Crazy.
All right.
Crazy times.
Crazy times. And good for you, reaching out and taking a chance and seeing if you could get in. That's
Man,
great.
it was crazy. Like I never thought that it was gonna, I thought I was just gonna be one of a billion people that messaged him, and no, I got a hold of him, and he was like, "Come on down. Do you need a +1?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm coming by myself." And I showed up. It was cool. It was definitely like, I'm really grateful that I just decided to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
All
Very
right.
fun.
So are you up for playing something else?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
let's go.
All right.
All right.
This song's called Anyone's Touch. You say it's all in my head, of course it is. How can I make you see the truth in your mind lies in the words you said? You're wanting someone other than me, and I don't expect you to be blind. Know that I ask for you not to crave anyone's touch but mine. No, no, no. The pain of just the words cut through my chest. Oh, my chest. My heart wants to forget, but now my mind, it won't rest. No, no, no. The idea just won't leave me alone, and no, no, no. Seems as though you've let your mind roam to someone new. No, someone like you. You say I'm wrong, you're what I think. Keep on telling me that I've misunderstood. It's not in what I think that you will do today, oh, but given the chance, what I know you would, and I don't expect you to be blind. Know that I ask for you not to crave anyone's touch but mine. No, no, no. The pain of just the words cuts through my chest. Oh, my chest. My heart wants to forget, but now my mind, it won't erase. No, it won't erase. The idea just won't leave me alone. No, alone. Seems as though you've let your mind roam to someone new. Woo! Thank you guys. Yay!
Good job.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay, we are back, and it's time to wrap things up. We want to thank our guest, Taylor Cory from Luna Worldcast, for coming out to the Sawmill Pub and doing our podcast here.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you for having me. This is so much
Wonderful.
fun. What a great thing you guys have. This is amazing.
Yes. fun to do. And so while you're signing the saw blade, you want to tell us where people can see you
Yes.
and hear you. I know you got some gigs coming up.
Absolutely. Oh, awesome. There we go. I am on, Luna Worldcast is on all social media as Luna Worldcast. We have a website, lunaworldcast.com. We are signed through Megafauna Records. So there's megafaunarecords.com for a lot of our merch and stuff like that.
And,
Keeping gigging.
yeah, and everyone
Cool.
can find your schedules on social.
Yep, social. We post a lot about what we're doing, and also lunaworldcast.com. All of our dates are just lined up there. So either way, we make flyers for all the posters and events and things on social media. So
Make sure you check them out.
Yeah, excellent.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Also want to thank Ethan Pearl for all of his help with camera work, sound editing, tech support. He does it all. We couldn't make this happen without him.
And thank you for watching and listening to Live from the Sawmill. We are
We are your
Joyce.
hosts.
We are your hosts.
Yeah, have another painkiller.
Yes.
Really no pain. We're your hosts,
Joyce and John.
Thank you.